Hello and welcome, Marvel fans. In today's video, we're diving back into the epic showdown between Earth's mightiest heroes and the children of the atom. That's right, we're finally diving into Volume 2 of Avengers vs. X-Men. The stakes are higher than ever as the battle rages on. If you're as excited as we are to see what happens next, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more thrilling content, and don't forget to drop a comment below with your thoughts on this incredible storyline. Now, let's get into it. Avengers vs. X-Men Vol 2. Previously in Avengers vs. X-Men, the Dark Phoenix Force, an ancient and destructive cosmic entity, has once again resurfaced, hurtling back toward Earth. In the past, it was linked to the mutant Jean Grey, bringing devastation across the globe before Jean sacrificed herself to stop it. But now, the Dark Phoenix Force has been reborn in the depths of the galaxy, and it's heading straight for Jean Grey's daughter, Hope Summers. Cyclops, the leader of the X-Men and Hope's father, is determined to protect her at all costs. Meanwhile, the Avengers, aware of the catastrophic threat posed by the Phoenix, rush to Utopia Island, the X-Men's base off the coast of San Francisco, with plans to secure Hope. However, Cyclops and the mutants refuse to let her go, and the clash between the Avengers and X-Men begins. The skies above Utopia Island darken as the S.H.I.E.L.D. Helicarrier, a massive floating fortress, and the Avengers' mobile command base looms ominously over the island. On the shores below, the X-Men, led by Cyclops, prepare for battle, their eyes locked on the descending giant. The tension is palpable as both teams know what's at stake. In the Helicarrier, Iron Man issues commands to the Avengers, readying them for the imminent conflict. Just as the final preparations are made, the air vibrates with magnetic energy. Magneto, the master of magnetism, unleashes his power. With a simple gesture, he lifts the colossal Colossus, whose metal skin glistens in the twilight, and hurls him toward the Helicarrier. Colossus rockets through the air like a living missile, smashing into the Helicarrier's hull with an earth-shattering impact. Metal screeches and buckles as he rips through the fortress, causing critical damage. Alarms blare, and the Avengers spring into action. Iron Man, Doctor Strange, and Spider-Woman immediately launch out of the Helicarrier, flying toward the island to confront the X-Men directly. Inside the crippled Helicarrier, Colossus roars, his voice echoing through the steel corridors. "You shouldn't have come here!" he bellows, smashing his fists into the ship's infrastructure, sending tremors through the entire structure. Avengers scramble to regain their footing, but before they can mount a counterattack, a deep voice booms from the shadows. "So, you're the strongest one there is on Utopia, huh?" The Red Hulk emerges, his eyes blazing with fury. He charges at Colossus, their clash shaking the very foundations of the Helicarrier. The two titanic figures trade devastating blows, each strike sending shockwaves through the air. The sheer force of their battle causes the Helicarrier to shudder violently, and several Avengers, including Spider-Man, The Thing, Daredevil, Luke Cage, Mockingbird, Black Widow, and Black Panther, are thrown overboard, plummeting into the sea below. As they splash into the icy waters, the Avengers struggle to reach the surface. But the sea is not safe. Namor, the king of Atlantis, surges from the depths. With a single mighty punch, he sends the Thing flying out of the water. Luke Cage, undeterred, dives at Namor, and the two engage in a fierce underwater brawl, their powerful blows sending ripples through the sea. Back on the beach, Cyclops, standing firm, unleashes a beam of red energy from his eyes, targeting Iron Man, Doctor Strange, and Spider-Woman as they descend. His optic blast streaks through the air, but before it can hit its mark, Captain America's shield ricochets off Cyclops' head, staggering the mutant leader. The Avengers make landfall, rising from the water, weapons ready. The X-Men, undeterred, form a line, their eyes filled with determination. Captain America and Cyclops step forward, the tension between them palpable. "Avengers, take the beach!" Captain America commands, his voice cutting through the chaos. "X-Men, drive them back to the sea!" Cyclops counters, his tone equally fierce. With battle cries that echo across the island, the two teams charge at each other, the clash of their powers creating a storm of energy, steel, and fury. The beach of Utopia becomes a battleground, where heroes and mutants alike fight not just for survival, but for the future of the world itself. Amidst the chaos of battle, Emma Frost rushes Hope Summers to the safe room within the X-Men headquarters, ensuring she is protected alongside the other mutant children. Hope's eyes are wide with fear and frustration as she watches the battle unfolding outside. "I should be out there. All of this is because of me," she exclaims, her voice trembling. Emma Frost, her expression stern yet caring, responds, "You must stay here, Hope. You're the key to everything, and we can't afford to lose you." She turns to the other mutant children, her voice firm. "Stay here, and make sure Hope doesn't leave this room." Without another word, Emma leaves the room, determined to rejoin the battle and protect those she cares about. As she exits the building and heads towards the beach, a sudden blast of energy strikes her. Iron Man, hovering above, has fired a specialized laser designed to block her telepathic powers. Emma collapses to the ground, momentarily stunned. Iron Man lands nearby, his armored suit gleaming in the dim light. "Surrender, Emma. This laser neutralizes your telepathy. There's no way you can win," he says, his voice cold and authoritative. But Emma Frost isn't one to back down easily. With a fierce determination, she rises to her feet, her eyes blazing with defiance. "I will never surrender," she declares, driving her fist into Iron Man's armored stomach with all her strength. The impact sends a shockwave through the air, but Iron Man is quick to retaliate, unleashing another barrage of laser blasts. Emma grits her teeth, trying to shield herself from the onslaught, but the relentless energy beams are wearing her down. As she struggles to defend herself, Iron Man's suit suddenly emits a warning. The magnetic field around him is intensifying rapidly. Realizing what's happening, Iron Man turns to see Magneto approaching, his hands crackling with magnetic energy. Iron Man immediately fires his lasers at Magneto, but the Master of Magnetism effortlessly deflects them, his powers unmatched. Before Magneto can retaliate, a blur of motion streaks across the battlefield. Quicksilver, Magneto's son, arrives in a flash of supersonic speed. With a swift, brutal strike, he knocks Magneto to the ground. The older mutant looks up in shock, a mix of anger and disappointment on his face. "You stupid boy," Magneto sneers. "You've always been foolish. I hope you haven't dragged your sister into this." Elsewhere, far from the battlefield, Wanda Maximoff, the Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver's sister, is watching the news on television. The screen is filled with images of the ongoing battle between the Avengers and X-Men, her brother clashing with his father. Her eyes narrow with concern and resolve. Without a word, she turns off the TV and stands up, knowing she must intervene before things spiral even further out of control. Back on Utopia Island, while the Avengers and X-Men are fighting with each other, in the safe room, Hope Summers is anxiously watching the battle from behind a window, her emotions running high. She can feel the pull of the Phoenix Force, the immense power it offers, and the danger it poses. Desperate to escape, she tries to break the window, but the other mutant children stop her, causing her anger to flare. Meanwhile, on the beach, Captain America and Cyclops are locked in a fierce duel. Cyclops unleashes his optic blasts. the crimson beams striking Captain America's shield with relentless force. Behind his shield, Captain America tries to reason with Cyclops, his voice steady even amidst the chaos. "Scott, we need to work together. We can stop the Phoenix and save Hope, but not like this." But Cyclops is beyond reasoning. The strain of leadership and the fear of losing his daughter have pushed him to the edge. "I don't need anyone's help," he shouts, his voice filled with anger and desperation. He redirects his blast away from Captain America and towards the other Avengers, his resolve hardening. Captain America, undeterred, rises to his feet once more. "End this madness before anyone else gets hurt," he pleads, his eyes filled with concern. Cyclops glares back at him, his voice cold. It's too late for that. He fires another beam directly at Captain America, who barely manages to block it with his shield. Captain America rushes forward, using his shield to deflect the blast and slam it into Cyclops, knocking him to the ground. As Cyclops lies there, dazed, Captain America stands over him, his expression one of grim resolve. "Yes, I think it's too late for negotiation," he says, the weight of the situation heavy on his shoulders. He looks around, witnessing the brutal battle raging on all sides, Avengers and X-Men clashing in the air, on the ground, and in the sea. Cyclops struggles to his feet, his determination unbroken. "We don't want to take Hope by force, Scott, but we will if we have to," Captain America warns, his voice firm but regretful. Cyclops, knowing he's running out of options, turns to Magic, the sorceress linked to the underworld. "It's time for some magical reinforcements," he says. Magic nods and opens a portal to the underworld, summoning demons to aid in the battle. Captain America quickly orders Dr. Strange to intervene. The Sorcerer Supreme follows Magic into the underworld, and the two engage in a fierce magical duel, their powers clashing in a realm of darkness and fire. Back on the battlefield, Cyclops rejoins the fray, determined to protect his daughter and his people. Meanwhile, Wolverine and Spider-Man have managed to infiltrate the X-Men headquarters through the sewer system, moving stealthily to locate Hope Summers. In the safe room, Hope, now fully attuned to the Dark Phoenix Force, stands over the defeated mutant children, her body enveloped in the terrifying flames of the Phoenix. When Wolverine and Spider-Man burst into the room, they are met with a shocking sight. The young girl they sought to protect is now the embodiment of the very force they feared. Wolverine, his instincts taking over, unsheathes his claws and charges at Hope. But the Phoenix's power is overwhelming. With a single furious scream, Hope engulfs Wolverine and Spider-Man in the blinding, fiery energy of the Phoenix, burning them with an intensity that even Wolverine's healing factor struggles against. Moments later, the Avengers and X-Men rush to the safe room, only to find a scene of devastation. Wolverine, Spider-Man, and the mutant children lie unconscious, their bodies scorched by the Phoenix's flames. Hope Summers is gone, leaving behind only the echoes of her terrifying power. In the depths of space, a team of Avengers stationed in space prepares to intercept the Dark Phoenix Force before it reaches Earth. As they ready themselves for the confrontation, a blinding light appears in front of them, and from the darkness of space, the Dark Phoenix Force emerges, its presence heralding the beginning of the end. This episode concludes here, leaving the fate of Earth hanging in the balance as the Dark Phoenix Force descends upon the planet. The story will continue in the next episode. Thank you so much for watching, Marvel fans. We hope you enjoyed this deep dive into Volume 2 of Avengers vs. X-Men. The battle is just getting started, and there's so much more to come. If you loved what you saw, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for more epic content, and leave a comment below with your thoughts on today's video. We'd love to hear from you. Until next time, stay awesome and keep those heroic spirits high.